Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another tutorial for you. We're going to be making this little peach plushie and it's really cute and it's much easier than it looks. I will go ahead and put the materials in the next slide and then we can get started. Okay, so we're going to be starting with the peach yarn, and how we're going to do this is we're going to be working from the bottom up. So grab your hook and your yarn and you're going to make a slip knot. Okay. And then chain 2. And then in that second chain from the hook, you're going to put 6 single crochet. Four, 5, 6. And then in that first single crochet we made, you're going to make a single crochet into that stitch. And then this is where you're going to put your stitch marker. And for round 2, it's going to be an increase in every stitch, so 6 increases, and you should end up having 12 stitches by the end. Okay, so we're at the end of round 2 now, so you're going to take your stitch marker out, and then in that stitch you're going to put a single crochet, replace your stitch marker, and now round 3 is going to be a single crochet and then an increase after it. So that was our first single crochet. In the next stitch you're going to do an increase, so 2 single crochet in that next stitch, and then after that would be a single crochet and then an increase, and you just keep going all the way around until you have 18 stitches. Okay. So now at the end of round 3, you're going to take that stitch marker out, and the first stitch in round 4 is going to be a single crochet. So replace your stitch marker. And then the stitch after that is also going to be a single crochet. And then after that is going to be an increase. So for the entirety of round 4, you're going to be doing 2 single crochet, 1 increase all the way around until you have 24 stitches. Okay, now at the end of round 4, you should have 24 stitches. So you're going to take out that stitch marker, and in the first stitch of round 5, you're going to put a single crochet, replace your stitch marker. And then for rounds 5, 6, and 7, so the next 3 rounds are just going to be a single crochet in every single stitch. So you should still have 24 stitches at the end of rounds 5, 6, and 7. And then I'm going to do these rounds off camera because it's just the same exact thing all the way around. And then I will meet you guys back at the beginning of round 8. All right, we're at the end of round 7 and this is going to be the beginning of round 8. So take out your stitch marker, put a single crochet there, replace your stitch marker, And for round 8, it's going to be 2 single crochet, 1 decrease. So that was our first single crochet. We're going to do another one right here, and then I decrease. All right, and then you just continue following that pattern, and at the end of this round you should have 18 stitches. Okay, so now we're going to take out the stitch marker. In the beginning of row 9, you're going to do a single crochet, replace your stitch marker, and row 9 is going to be a single crochet and then a decrease all the way around. So that was our first single crochet. You're going to put a decrease after that and continue that pattern until you have 12 stitches. Okay, so now at the end of round 9 is where you're going to want to add your eyes and then start stuffing the peach. So before we start stuffing it, you need to add your eyes. So these are the ones that I'm using. I'm not totally sure of the size, but if y'all want to know exactly what size they are, I can try to figure it out and put it in the comments. So how you're going to place these is, I'm going to look at this one for reference. So these are definitely near the top. It's not like dead in the middle. It's probably a row or two above the middle. So from the bottom, I would say they're at about row 8 maybe. So I'm going to count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to put them on this row, and they're about 3 stitches apart. So if I put the first one here, the next one should be about here. Yeah, I think that looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and put the backings on there. And actually, no, I like this one better. Okay, so you've got your eyes. Now you need to add your stuffing. And I like to kind of break my stuffing up a little bit just so it doesn't end up looking kind of lumpy in there. Okay. And I will continue stuffing, but I'm gonna wait until I get a little bit closer to the end, because if I put any more in there, it's gonna be really hard to do round 10. So for round 10, you can take the stitch marker out, and then your very first stitch in these next 2 stitches will be a decrease. So go ahead and do that, and then place your stitch marker. And for round 10, it is just a decrease all the way around. You should end up with 6 stitches. And now we're at the end of round 10, so you can see we've still got a gap here. That's okay, because I'm going to leave a long end of yarn, and then we will close the gap. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my yarn, but keep in mind you will need to leave a pretty long end because we still need to close the gap, but then we also need to make the like indentation right here with some yarn too. So I'm going to leave a pretty long end. I usually always end up leaving way more than I actually need just to be safe. Okay, so you can go ahead and cut your yarn, take your hook out, and then just pull the yarn all the way through that stitch. Okay. And now before I close this up, I'm just gonna go ahead and finish stuffing it. Okay, now I think that's enough stuffing, so I'm gonna go ahead and close this up. So you're gonna get your tapestry needle and grab the end of this yarn, thread it through the needle, and now to close it, you're just going to pull on that so it's tight, and then go through one loop of the next stitch and then go through another one like that. Okay, and then just pull through. So you really should only have to do this a few times. I'll show you again, and just go through like that and then just pull through. All right, and now we're going to make the indentation on the back of the peach. So if your yarn is not like dead center, you can kind of get to a stitch that's more close to the center. And then once you're at a good spot, you can take your yarn like this and wrap it around until you get to the bottom. So it's gonna look like this, right? And then once you get to the very bottom, put your needle through and then just come back up to the top where your yarn began. And it might be a little tricky just because there's a lot of stuffing in there, but you should be able to pull it out. And then pull on it kind of tight. Okay. Now you could do that again if you just want it to be a little more noticeable. And now at the top of your peach, just go through like a stitch up here. I'm gonna go through this one to just kind of close that gap a little bit. And then you're gonna make a knot. So once you have like a loop like this, put your needle through it and then just pull all the way through. And that way it will secure that indentation in place. All right. And from here, you can just go ahead and finish off your yarn, or before that if you want to. If you have any like weird kind of gaps, you can just close them by like going through like this. This is just an optional step, of course, but once you're happy with it, you can take your needle, go through a stitch, come out somewhere else, doesn't really matter. Just pull your needle out and then cut off your yarn. And there you go. All right, and now I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this end of yarn the same way. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and sew on the cheeks and the smile. So I'm gonna start with the cheeks. So you just need your medium 4 pink yarn and your tapestry needle. And you just wanna cut off kind of a long piece. And then thread it through. Okay. And we're going to be putting the cheeks kind of like right under the eyes, but a little off to the side. So just kind of figure out which stitch you want to put them between. I think I'm going to do right here. So I'm going to go through a stitch and then come out this one, this stitch that I want to put the cheeks through, and then pull my yarn through. Whoops. I think there's a little knot. Take care of that. Okay. And then just go across here and come out the other side. So just like that. And then just do that maybe 2 more times. Okay. You could even just do it twice. You don't have to do it 3 times, but I'm just gonna do it 1 more time. Okay. And then I like to kind of pull them out a little bit so they stand out a little bit more. And then you can go to the other side and do the other side. So put your hook through there, and we're going to be going right here. Okay. So just do the same thing. Okay. And then just finish off the yarn by going through the peach and pulling it through and then cutting it off. Okay. Now I need to get rid of this end. I always just like to, instead of just cutting it off where it's at, to also put it kind of further away so it's more secure, and then cut it off. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to make the smile. So you're going to take the end of your black yarn and thread it through your needle. And just kind of figure out where you want your smile to go. And I think I'm going to do it about from, say, like here to here, and then the point will probably be like right here. So come up through this stitch where one end of the smile is going to be, and then down to where the point of it will be, and then out through where the other side's going to be. And then just to make the other side, just go back this way and then come out a random stitch. All right. I'll just kind of adjust it to make it more noticeable. And then you can go back over it again, but I kind of just like the way it looks like that, so I'm gonna leave it. And then just go through another stitch and cut my yarn. And going to do the same thing with this end. Okay guys, we're done with the peach, so now we're going to go on to make the two leaves right here. There's going to be a bigger one and then a smaller one. I'm going to start with the bigger one. So you're going to need your green yarn and your crochet hook, and go ahead and make a slip knot. And now we're going to chain 8. And the pattern here is going to be 2 single crochet, 3 double crochet, and then 2 single crochet again. So I'm going to go ahead and put the first single crochet in the second chain from the hook, a single crochet after that, now we're going to do the first double crochet, so yarn over, go through that stitch, pull up a loop, pull through 2 and the next 2, and then another double crochet, another double crochet, and then in these last 2 stitches you're going to put a single crochet in each. Okay, so now we're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. So turn your work so that you're working from right to left onto this other side. So in that first stitch you're going to put a single crochet, and the next stitch you're going to put a single crochet, and then you're going to do your first double crochet, another double crochet, another double crochet, and then 2 single crochet. And then leave a long end for sewing. And pull the yarn all the way through. Okay, now we're going to make the smaller leaf. Just set that one to the side. Grab your green yarn again. Make another slip knot. Now for the smaller leaf, we're going to chain 6. Okay, and then in the second chain from the hook, you're going to do a single crochet, and then another single crochet after that. And then in the third stitch, you're going to do a double crochet. Whoops. And then in the next 2 stitches, you're going to do a single crochet. Okay, and then turn your work so you're working right from left. In the first stitch, we're just going to copy this side onto the other side. So First stitch is a single crochet, and the one after that is a single crochet, and then a double crochet, a single crochet, and your final single crochet. All right, and then again, you're just going to leave a long end for sewing. So now we have both of our leaves. I'm going to start by sewing on the bigger leaf. So go ahead and put your tapestry needle through the end, the long end of this yarn. And now you can go ahead and place it on there. So I'm gonna have mine be like right here. So go through the leaf and then through the peach that is underneath, directly underneath the leaf. And that attaches the leaf to your peach. I want it to be pretty secure until like the very end of the leaf, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep doing that all throughout the leaf until I get to like the very end. Okay, and then once you've gotten the leaf on there as secure as you'd like it to be, you can just go through and all right, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same thing with this end. Okay, and in the same way that we put this leaf on, you're gonna do the same thing with this smaller leaf. And then I also might kind of go through like this to kind of connect them both because I don't want this gap to be right there. Okay, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed watching. Please like and subscribe for more tutorials, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.